Afrobeat is all about groove, and the way you arrange your chords and melodies can make it sound chilled or groovy. The same chords, the same melodies, different arrangements. I'm going to show you how to place your chords differently on the same drum track to make it sound chilled and then groovy with some few tips and tricks that I'm sure is going to surely help you. If you're new, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button and let's get started. So let's listen to our progression with our drum track and see how it sounds. All right, so to make our chords sound even more groovy or sound different, there's something called mirror system that I do teach to my private students, but I'm going to be sharing it with you today. This mirror system simply says what you do to chord one. Let's assume this is chord one, right? You do the same thing to chord three. This is because this is 1, 2, 3, and let's just call this 4 because this is just a variation of this chord, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you do to chord one, you do to chord three, and what you do to chord two, you do to chord four. All right. So now let's see how we can spice up our chord progression a bit with some few tips and tricks. And the first tip I want to share with you is using pause and breaks. Yes, pause and breaks is simply just having a bit of silence in your chords, right? Just maybe taking this out right here. Because I said what you do to one, you do to three, right? Let's listen to see how it sounds. You see how interesting that sounds already? Just that simple move alone can make it sound interesting. And please do have in mind that you need to make sure that you're doing this in reference to your drum track because different drum track may have pauses in different sections, okay? But for this drum track, this section is fine. Some chords may need the pause to just be somewhere around here, right? Or can even be somewhere around here, or even somewhere around here. So it just depends, really. It just depends on the drum track. And do make sure you're using a quarter beat for this because this makes it easier to move your chords around in the piano roll. Second tip I'm going to share with you is using chops. That is chopping up your chords into beats to make it sound even more groovy. Let's say, for example, I have this my chord right here. Right, then I can chop it up a bit like this. Then I'm going to chop this up as well because what you do to chord one, you do to chord three. But always remember that. But this is not a rule. This is only a tip that I do share with my beginner students so that they can easily find their groove when arranging chords, okay? All right, you can see how more interesting this is becoming already. So let's play with the timing a bit. I'm going to take this out right here and stretch this out. And I can even give some space if I like that. It's introducing pause and breaks. Then I can do the same thing here. So what we've mostly done is that we've played with the 1 and 3 chords. We can do something similar also for the 2 and 4th chord. Right, for the 2nd and 4th chord. Let's say we do this right here. Let's see how it sounds. Sounds good, right? And then we can even maybe play with the timing as well and have it right here and then stretch it out. Then have this here as well. Stretch it out also. So you can have these chords in different arrangements of your track. Let's say, for example, we have this as maybe the verse, the first half of the verse, right? And maybe the other half of the verse. Or even let's say the first half of the hook. Let's assume this is 16 bars, okay? We can have this right here. So let's listen to the chords and see. So just having it at different parts of your song can even change the variation, even the structure of your beat. So you can have maybe the more groovy section in the hook, or the other half of the hook, or the other half of your verse, or you maybe just your intro or your outro or a bridge. So having different arrangement of your chords can even give you more options for your song structure.